Hi everybody, Sucrose back to play some more Factorio. Um, just gonna make sure everything is working, and it looks good. So this is the second Factorio stream. The first stream we managed to automate red science, and we researched some stuff. Let's see. Also, in the meantime, I figured out how to turn off nighttime, so it should be easier to see the map as I play. So let's see what else we can research now that we have red science coming in. We just got stone walls. We want to work eventually towards things like steel smelting and electrical, or what do you call it, electric smelted? I'm not sure what it's called. We want steel. We'll get a steel axe. That'll help deconstruct stuff faster. And of course give us steel plates. We can make all sorts of stuff with steel plates. For now it's not such a big deal what we want, because we want everything eventually, just about. But this one's good. It gives us underground belts and splitters, which will help us build more useful pathways. All right. So, since it's been a while since we played, I'm going to go around and just kind of make sure everything is set up right. Get rid of a lot of junk I have in my inventory. Electric mining drills would be another thing that we should work towards. Basically, anything electric is going to be a priority. Okay, so the coal, we have the coal automated here. I think this little crazy structure is fine for now. But I'm going to build a chest to drop stuff off in, just so that we can keep our inventory clean. Like, we don't necessarily need to carry around all these boilers, or these burner inserters. Okay. So we still haven't seen any enemies, but they're out there, so we should definitely think about researching better guns and stuff, and turrets. Turrets are super useful to help protect your base. So once we research a bunch of stuff with red science packs, we'll eventually need green science packs, so we might as well start automating those. So to make green science, we need an inserter and a transport belt. Some of it, some of it we can actually just do in our inventory, like if we want just one thing. Not sure if there's anything super useful that we need to grab. Okay. So inserters and transport belts. So for inserters, we need electronic circuits. Yeah, and gears and plates. Making circuits is a whole thing in this game because it takes so many circuits to do anything. Whoops. And I kind of vaguely know a good way to do circuits. Almost definitely this whole thing we've built is a mess, but we're going to stick with it for now. I'm still kind of getting situated here, so let's see. I looked it up. I can stick stuff to my bar using the middle mouse button. And that way when I run out, it still preserves that space. Just realized my picture is in front of the manual building stuff. Hopefully that's better. So now, for example, you can see when I build that, it should be showing up. Good. That's being blocked. I don't know where exactly where a great place to put this is. Maybe maybe here. Something like that. I hope that works. If there's something, if it's messed up, let me know. Okay, so let's do military. We'll get the submachine guns go to the beginning. Eventually, I like the combat shotgun, which is an upgrade for the shotgun. Alright, so to make green circuits, they need iron plates and copper cable. And it takes a lot of copper cable, and it eats it up really fast. So okay, right click, got it. But we have splitters now, so I'm going to make some splitters. So splitters let us turn one belt into two belts. And just like that, our copper is being split onto two belts. So we'll come over here with the copper bit, and we want to build a few of these assembling machines. See, all the stuff that we're trying to build manually takes a lot of circuits. And in their inventory, it's going to be slow. But eventually, we'll have robots bringing us parts and all sorts of stuff. Everything ramps up in this game. My personal, like my favorite part is actually going through and trying to improve the efficiency. So figuring out, we talked about this a little bit in the last stream, but figuring out where the bottlenecks are and then addressing them. Okay, so military. Just gonna grab this one next. All right. And I'm just going to build another 5 while we're working with this. So the idea is we're going to create copper cables. Let's see if I remember how to do this. We're going to need so many of these, I'm just going to make a bunch. So these are going to be copper cable. And there's all sorts of great shortcuts. I can copy the recipe like that. Go and power this up just so we can see how it works. So these will start making copper cables, and now these copper cables will feed into something that makes circuits. Looks like we might need to get some wood here soon. Okay. And these need iron. And I'm going to let this evolve organically. We'll come. It's also really fun to come back through and clean things up. In the computer world, we call it refactoring, to get it to do the same thing, but in a more comprehensible way. So we take iron as input, and now these are going to make automatically electronic circuits. This little design is something that I've actually seen before, and it's just an efficient way of doing it. We'll have to change these to different kinds of inserters to make it more efficient, but this will work for now. The problem is we need long-handed inserters to let's see. I'm not sure exactly what they're called. This one, okay. Oh, we have it. So we have red? Ah, we have red-handed inserters, okay. So these inserters have a longer reach. So then we can come over here, and now they go in their own belt. So just like magic, we've done what we did for copper plates and iron plates. And now we have the same thing for circuits, which I think is pretty spiffy considering how long it takes to make in your inventory. All right, what else do we need? So we're trying to make inserters. So now we need gears and iron. And I think I'm just going to do this kind of thing before where I'm going to, let's split this. And split this. And I'm going to gears, plates, inserters. So I'm going to cheese this to get something working. One of the principles, so I'll be talking about this a lot, how similar Factorio is to programming. But one of the principles that I use programming is to try to get a minimal working example, or basically just to get it working first. You can't make it efficient without first getting it to work. It simplifies a lot of decision making that you have to make to take this as a given. So we're just going to get it to work first, no big deal. So our cogs are going to come out of that machine and go into another machine that takes circuits and plates. And you see you can insert directly into a machine. You don't need to go from a belt. These inserters work anywhere. So we go like that, and this is super messy, but like I say, I'm not going to worry about it too much. So something like that. And now, okay. All right, so in order to make things using 3 ingredients, we have to have a better assembler, which is this. Oh no, 4 ingredients, let's see. Right, okay, yeah, so to be able to craft inserters in a machine, we have to research that technology first. So now the question is, well, geez, why has this been so slow? Well, we actually just saw right there, the lab is idle. So we're not making red science fast enough. So how can we make red science faster? Super easy. We can extend this. Make another science machine. I'll make a bunch. And just like that, we've doubled our red science throughput. Now, why stop there? One of the most exciting things about Factorio is kind of how ridiculous you can scale up. So for starters, I'm going to pull these off and put the belt down. And we need more belts. And we're out of iron, steel, whatever. Okay, iron. Okay, so basically we can make this belt, and then we can put this. All this is going to change eventually, so it's all temporary. Everything is temporary in this game until it's not, and you realize you've been living with mistakes that you've made, but that's kind of part of the fun. So we can extend this down. So there we go. So now it's kind of easier to see. The belt acts as a buffer, and so you can see what's being starved and what is not. We want automation 2, which first requires electronics. All right. So we're still not making red science fast enough. No big deal. Go ahead and add 2 of these. So that's quadruple what it was just a few seconds ago. I kind of want that there for now. I'm not sure exactly what I just did. All right. I think I just, because I locked them, they're not letting me move, but I'll come back to it. All right. Now we see something interesting. We're running out of copper on this belt. So we're using copper faster than we're making it. It's not true for the gears. We're still making gears fast enough. But before we even have to worry about that, it looks like we don't have enough labs. These labs are all full, and the science is building up in the belt. So we build more labs. Super simple. I'm also going to... I'm going to go ahead and start grabbing these. I wonder if I can... I was hoping I could maybe build them here. So I'm just building a chest so that we'll collect green ones, and then when we want, we can come around over here, grab them. All right. So we're in the business now of making labs. And we're already, this is probably the first example we've had, but we're out of space. We've built into something. And part of the game is figuring out how to work around these limitations that you've kind of forced on yourself. You can just ignore it, say you have enough science. You could try to build under it or through it. You could erase the whole thing and start over on this side. There's all sorts of different solutions. But like I say, I like to delay decisions, and we'll see what happens as it happens. You can always stick a lab here. So yeah, I find it super exciting. We went from having one lab that wasn't even working full-time to now having 3 that are working full-time. So I'll throw, just to put this down, since it doesn't help in my inventory. I'm just going to put that there. We'll add another one of these. This is probably too many, but it doesn't really matter. All right. So now it's very clear to see that we're We don't have enough copper coming in, like the rate of copper creation is very low. It looks like we're also running out of gears. So we can decide which to address first. Looks like the copper is pretty easy. Let's, I think there was a drill. We'll add another drill. We'll see what it takes for electric drills too, in just a second. All right. Okay. It's hard figuring out exactly what it wants you to call these things. So this is, we really want this. This is electric furnaces, like to smelt the metals, to smelt the ores. That way we don't have to feed anything coal anymore. But what is it called? It does say drill. Well, I guess we can find it. Gun turrets. We need gun turrets. We need so many things. Get some armor while we wait, I guess. Okay. I'm just going to go through these things. I really like the way they do this armor. They give you little slots you can put things in to upgrade. So this is the drill. So, but I guess it's just a picture of the drill. Gosh. I'm going to be really sad if we already researched it. We already have it, so that it just didn't show up because we already have it. Okay, so that's fine. Let's make a bunch of these. It kind of looks like the same ingredients as the inserter, if I'm not mistaken. Right, okay, so we can make these now. Grab some electronic circuits. Speed things up. Okay, so we didn't actually make inserters, but now we can make them because we have blue assemblers. And I forgot this. Great, so these are working now. So, you know, what do we do with them? Well, same thing we do with everything. For now, I'm just going to do this. So the problem here is iron. There's getting very little iron. Let's look into that real quick. So we're getting plenty of iron ore, but we need more smelters. Okay, so we've increased our iron by just a little bit, but it's enough for now. Go grab more coal. This is why we want those electric furnaces, so that we don't have to worry about stuff running out of coal. Okay. What's next? Let's get. I think turrets might have been the first thing we researched. Maybe in the first video. So I might want to drop down a few turrets. We also want this ammo. Laser turrets we want. They're electrical guns. What's it? I can't. It's on. This is it. So, but it takes green science. But piercing rounds are way better than the than the regular. Let's make a couple of turrets to help us out in case something comes. Make some armor. I can make a radar that'll help update the map. Make a gun. Don't want the pistol, that sucks. And make some ammo. I could have sworn we did turrets. Oh, here it is. Okay. So let's do 3 turrets for now. Okay. So now we're getting some iron to come through here. Not a whole lot, but we'll revisit it. It's enough for now. I kind of just wanted to grab some inserters, grab some more green circuits, and what we wanted to do was automate these. So they take green gears and plates, the same thing as this. So the way that we've built this, it's hard to extend with like another type of thing we're going to make. So what I'm going to do is put that there, send that across, so the idea is I want to make sure that no matter what comes in, oops, I messed it up. No matter what comes in on this belt, I want it to be on this left side, this sort of, yeah. Well, however you look at it, this one side, and that way there'll be a column of gears and a column of plates. So now what we can do is we can get rid of this. We're going to want to make some steel stuff too. All right, a lot of stuff going on. Let's put this down. Now that takes a lot of power. We've got to worry about our power. But I think we're okay. Okay, so yeah, it's no sense worrying about it. There's so many ways to do stuff. But this is what we're going to do. I need to grab some gears too. I should make a couple of gears here and have them go in the chest. Okay, so now can kind of extend that. And we can come over here and we can say let's get us some mining drills. Okay. And what do we do with all this stuff? I'm going to put those there, so that'll be in their own belt. And here, we'll never want more than a single chest. Something like that. All right, now that we've got this laid out, we need to go back and iterate. We need to deal with our distribution. So we clearly don't have enough iron coming in to make these things at a good rate. Not making enough gears. We'd like to make even more gears. So let's address that. All right. Before we do that, just so I don't forget, I'm going to put a turret up here to help if we get attacked. I don't know if this is still the case, but they used to really like attacking these radars. So I'm going to put one here. And I'll just kind of put one at the bottom. These are like early warning more than anything. Now we need some more for ourselves. All right, good. So we still haven't made any of these. Is this stuck? Still waiting on plates. Because this is grabbing all the plates. All right, let's deal with that right quick. So now we don't have enough iron. All right, I'm just going to make these by hand. So we're going to upgrade to electric miners. So now we never have to put coal in our drills again. Because they don't take coal, they take electricity. Here's the layout that I was looking for last playthrough. So the burner ones just don't have radiuses. Okay. All right. Now I want to say that they're more efficient as well, but it doesn't even matter because It's just so much easier to deal with electrical stuff than it is the coal stuff. Okay. And nothing is worth doing in Factorio if you don't overdo it. So we're going to put another row of these drills. And I kind of want to actually get rid of this just because it's in the way of drills. I keep seeing stuff in the ground that I don't expect to be on the ground, and I wonder if something's changed with the way the game works. Like when you deconstruct something, maybe it just falls on the ground now? I don't know. So we're going to move our gun up here. Okay. So now this will come around and all feed together. So I think you can see it stuttering. Yeah, so we don't have enough power to power everything, so we have to go back and upgrade our power stuff. Now, based on what we did before, it's no big deal. I think we could just add another steam engine. So we've got boilers, we need to build a steam engine. And probably the camera is in front of that as well, but it's not really a big deal. So now this other boiler connects to a steam engine, everything's hot. When we look at power, we're still not quite satisfying our needs. So I'm going to grab these other boilers, just put them down. And for now, build another steam engine. And these need coal. Now I might be able to chain them. The question is, what is the temperature that comes out? But I don't really see a need to just yet. Okay, so now we have enough power to satisfy our machines. We're also producing 3 times as much pollution. You see it's starting to get darker red here. But look at this now. We've saturated our iron need, and we're back to needing more furnaces. So that's no big deal. What I can do is I can put furnaces on the left. Nice. So, can even put a few more. Okay, so now we have plenty of iron plates. Uh, plenty. And they're all coming in here, and you see how they're staying on the same side of the belt? So that's working out. I see. Okay, so this isn't able to grab from where I put it, so I'm just going to move that. Put that there. Okay. So now we've got, I always forget what these are called. We've got gears being built again. And you see these inserters are being built. I think we need a lot more gears. So it looks like they're all being grabbed by the inserter. So what I can do is I can split again up here. Let's say here. Okay, so now this we can extend. We'll leave room to extend it. And then we'll have it come out and go down like that. So you see, it's all very organic. There's a lot of mess. There's a lot of mess going on. This is like a vestigial organ. And we could take it out and we could just clean it up. I think it's best to do that like after you see what has transpired. The more perspective you have, the better the decisions you can make. But this whole system is working quite well. We're backed up on gears. Everything's being pushed to its capacity. We have a belt of these inserters, and we're making mining drills. So now, if you can even remember, why were we making inserters? We want to make size packs. And so we have one half of it. So the other half are transport belts. So to make a transport belt, it's just iron and gears. Oh, well, that's actually quite easy because we have a belt of that. Now, I didn't plan for that to happen. That just happened. But we can take advantage of it. So, you know, the question is where. I think I'll do it here. I'm going to leave some room in case we want to grow some of that stuff. You know, if it's easy to do, I'll leave a little room. But belts. Then we just need boom. And I'll do another little trick, if you can call it that. Keep running out of belts. It's a good thing we're about to automate them. did this backwards. Why is this so hard? Hi, Chubky. How you doing? So I'm for whatever reason having a hard time seeing this, but basically want to have it do like this. And I was thinking there's an easier way. I mean, I know there is, but whatever. This works. So we're moving. Oh, we're out of green. All right, let's address that real quick. Grab a little bit more coal. Since we're here. All right, we'll come back in a second. We'll change these into electric drills. But that'll do for now. So now we should have copper coming, and then these should be making green, and then this should be, yeah. So with this little thing here, I just wanted to move the inserters to the other side of the belt. And that way we can use a long inserter here. And when we hook this up to electricity, it's going to grab what it needs. It made a belt, and see it placed on the far side. So now this belt has the things that we need to make green science, which is our goal. So we can, again, however you want to do this. I'm just gonna start making a couple. There's never a wrong way to eat a Reese's. Oops. Now you could go to the left if you wanted, but that might be a little tricky. There we go. We have automated green science, which is quite a bit trickier than the red. But no big deal. And it looks like we're just barely keeping up with our coal, so we'll probably want to redo this. Let's redo it. So we'll change it to use electric, and we'll, instead of feeding each other, we'll feed it on belts. So for now, I'm just gonna sort of make sure everything keeps working. going to put kind of a safety chest here. That'll keep feeding this belt. All right, in the meantime, I'm going to get rid of all this. Okay, now this is what I was calling refactoring. We're going to make something that does the same thing. I mean, in fact, it can be really simple. Super simple. So, whereas before we were using the inventories of the individual drills to store the coal, now we can just flip this around and store the coal in a chest. So whenever we want coal, we can come and grab a bunch of it. And now this is filling up with coal, so we're good. We've got plenty of coal now in terms of production. All right, let's drop off some junk. We no longer need those mining drills. We're out of wood. Just going to grab a little bit. And all right, let's do the same thing to our copper. It's one less thing we have to worry about putting coal in. Actually, let's take advantage of our machine over here. Oh yeah, 12 drills. So what's going on, Chupke? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out over here. Something like this. All right. Let's set it up so that we create transport belts into a well, this isn't ideal. So because we put them all in the same belt, we can't grab off a specific one without building a filter inserter, which I guess we can do. So for belts, we need a lot of belts. And we'll say, please only grab belts. These use a little bit more power, but it should not be a big deal. It's minuscule how much more it is. And we're going to do the same for inserters. We don't need quite as many of those. So now I can just come over here and grab these. Eventually we'll replace these with chests that are hooked up to the robotic network, and they'll fly around and deliver these materials. All right. So what the idea over here is it's going to come down, and then we'll do another row. Like this is good. Good time to get wood too. All right. Something like this. And this can come down. And for now, this will be good enough. We'll hook them up together, and eventually we'll probably want to get all this copper. So I'm gonna make room. We'll come up like this. So this is cleaning up phase. Okay. Now we just need the power. So when we're ready, we can come and put another row in here, column. And I'll drop these back on the left side. And then just like we did with the iron, we can do it on both sides and take advantage of that. But that looks pretty good to me. So can pretty quickly see that we've got enough ore coming in. So if we want more copper, we're being limited by the furnaces. And we do want more copper because these aren't getting enough copper. So, easy solution, let's build some furnaces. Look at all that smoke. Crude oil. Okay, so we see a copper deposit north of us. I don't see any iron, which is probably going to be our first need. All right. But it looks like we're getting enough copper in here. So we're making these green circuits, and we're not making enough green circuits to keep up with production. This guy is being starved. So it's the same story over and over and over. It's not like anything new is going on. But like, for example, this thing is grabbing most of the green circuits. And I'm going to have it continue to grab them. And so even though it's making like twice as many as get through, what matters is what gets through. So you do, we can do the same thing, same tool, sledgehammer, if you will. We can duplicate this array next to it. and then we'd be making twice as much. Let's look around though to see if there's anything else we might want to do first. So all the iron production looks good. Coal stuff is good. Power is just at the edge of, we're out of plates, all right, in our inventory. Oops. I think that's enough for now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get ahead of this. I'm gonna build a steam engine and see what happens when we put it at the end. See what the temperatures look like. Oh, is that oil? Yeah, I think it is. It says the temperature's fine, so I'm just going to assume it works. So what if we go even further? Same temperature, 165. So, all right, so we've got about twice as much power as power production. I mean, power usage. We can see what's taken all of our power, and it's mostly drills, like by a wide margin. We haven't been researching in a long time. So we want to get to electric smelters, but there's a lot of stuff before that. I think you need like blue. So advanced processing. I think these are just they're just faster furnaces. Yeah, this takes blue, which is, of course, you know, a bunch of more stuff that you have to automate. All right, what about things like laser turrets? What is this? Takes military, but just green and red. Okay, what about solar? Should we make solar? Ooh, we can. So this means that we'll be producing less pollution. I'm pretty into this. So let's go for that. Now we haven't done anything with this green science. It's just being produced and it sits there. Question is, how do we get it to our labs? One alternative is to have a belt. We haven't seen them yet, but you can go underground and it sort of weaves its way through. The other possibility is to move all this stuff over here. But before I do that, I'm going to start making steel, because it actually takes a while to pick up buildings, and that's kind of annoying. So we're gonna grab a little bit of this iron, and just like, oh, fine. Something like that. Oops. So this turns quite a bit of iron into a steel plate, which are used in certain advanced recipes. So I'm gonna probably need a lot of that. I'm not sure what's gonna become of this, but we're gonna do the tried and tested. Gonna put them in a chest. And I think I'll put even 2 more in this little array. Need to grab some coal. Now, I think we'll see a big difference in how much coal we had, yeah. With the new setup. And more coal. Okay. So now that steel's coming in, I can make a steel axe or 2. Get rid of that. So now buildings will pick up buildings a lot faster. And mine trees faster too, but you know, that's not a lot of that happens. But it's quite a bit faster. So yeah, so the idea is that we can kind of figure out where our science is going to be, because that's going to be a big thing. There's 8, 7, maybe I think 7 types of science packs that eventually you'll want going into these labs, and you'll want a lot of them. So it's a good idea to kind of put it at the edge so that you can grow this array and have enough room to get all these belts. So we can make underground belts. Grab some belts. So let's see what we've made here. Got plenty of green. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We are rich as kings. So, like I say, I'm going to grab all of these things. It makes a very satisfying noise. And could just go straight through. I think I'm going to go to the left. So these underground belts might seem like an incredible, maybe even OP thing at first, but they have a limited distance, and so there's only so much you can put underground. And it's very reminiscent of circuit design, where if you can lay out a circuit and make it planar so that the lines aren't crossing, it's a lot cheaper than to have multiple levels. But sometimes you can't. Depends on what you're trying to do. But now we've got red science come down here. Well, so what? So let's also have green science coming down there. We're just going to be like, we're going to keep doing this goofy thing just to see what happens. I'm gonna have it come this way. Just because I can. In some sense, I feel like what happens when you play naturally kind of winds up being beautiful. There's something, you know, aesthetically pleasing about it. It's so organic. I mean, if you just take a look at what we've made, it looks like a creature with arteries and little nerves. But all right, we have a job to do. Let's wax poetic a bit later. So I'm just gonna rebuild this here. Bring these down. So same as before, but now it's out of the way. Okay. All right. Now it's pretty clear to see we need more green science. That's our limiting factor. Pretty easy to see. So what's the deal? Let's take a look. I don't have enough belts. All right, what's wrong with the belts? Doesn't have enough iron. Okay, what's wrong with the iron? Nothing's wrong with the iron. We just don't have enough smelters. Which kind of seems crazy because we have a ridiculous number. But a lot of the iron now is going to these stone furnaces making steel. So what we can do is just make another row. Can even add to this. Okay. Now, I mean, we had enough ores, so technically I don't need to do this, but because I'm about to build a bunch of furnaces, I know that I probably will. Alright, so we're out of stone in our inventory. And I think our stone was to the right. Let's take a little visit. We haven't been back here since the first stream. They've ran out of coal. Since we almost never come over here, what I'm going to do is just dump some coal in there. Grab some stone. That's a wooden chest. Let's upgrade it. Okay. So now we're going to bring some electricity to it, and then it'll feed itself coal for a while. Let's check it out. It looks good. All right. So next time we come back, that chest will be full. And what were we doing? We're making furnaces. Now, this coal is in the way, and I don't want to build over it, so I'm going to have these go up. Something like this. Do. Okay. Okay, and we need more coal. So a lot of coal. All right. And the iron's going to come down. Ooh. Fine. Okay, now we need to feed these two belts into our production line. So leave a little bit more room to add some stuff. Come down. Start by just sticking it there. Alright, so now this is nice and saturated. In fact, some of these can't find room to put their piece down for a while. But that's okay for now. So all this is feeding over here, and it's making its way to the yellow belts, which is what we were starved at before. And it's feeding it into these green science, which are making green science. But I'm not making enough belts. See how it doesn't pile up at the end? That means that the usage is more than the production. So I think we all know the solution for that. Let's start with just sticking one more. And it looks like we can do it here, which is nice. So we'll go red, like that, like that. The power pole. So now, just like that, we're making twice as much yellow belts. Let's see if that's enough to satisfy the production. Oh, I sort of made a mistake. So because of this filter inserter, it's not going to pile up. But the real question is does this have enough belts before it builds one? And the answer is yes. So I was wrong. But whatever. We'll just leave this. Now we're making twice as many belts. So now the problem is we don't have enough green science buildings. Now there's two solutions to that. One is to build more of these assembly machines. But you see that it says crafting speed 0.5. The blue ones are crafting speed 0.75. So if we just replace them with blue, it'll speed them up. So let's do that. That's kind of the first step. So it's a little bit subtle, but these are gray and this one's blue. Okay. All right, so now this bar is going to fill up faster. But we still have far more material than we're getting science packs, and we're not filled up with science. So let's build, let's say 3 more. How many reds do we have? We can also replace these with blues. But yeah, let's do 3 more. Okay. And it goes in, and out, out, out. Okay. Now, because the filter inserter is so fast, it's going to starve the rest of the belt. So one way to deal with that, there's so many ways to do everything, but we could split it and then just eat off the split. But I'm just going to do something even stupider, which is I'm just going to move it down the line. So I'm just copying the settings on here. Now I can erase and now the belts will get past the last green science building and before they're grabbed, which is what we wanted. Okay, and the next problem is now we're using up our supply of inserters. So let's watch this. Oh, it only needs 1 inserter. Okay, so as long as we get an inserter before this fills up. Okay, see, it's stuck with inserters, so we don't have enough inserters coming in. We can add another inserter producer here if we get rid of this stuff. But then, okay, we can do that. So, okay, we change this to like that. So now extras will go in this chest. just killed all this stuff. All right. Alright, so what does it take? It takes that, and that, and a red inserter to go across. Okay. Now, it doesn't have enough gears. To stay in full production. So, no big deal. Well, at least this time it's no big deal because we can insert another factory. Boop, boop. Just like that. So we're making more gears, 50% more gears for whatever. Is that enough? No, but it's better. And so, you know, we haven't been using this tool, but we could always come in here and we can look and see how are we doing. You know, how many steel plates have we been producing? That's been constant. But like our green science, it's hard to actually see. So our green science has been going up, basically. Our red science doubled when we did something. Probably increased iron or something. So you could measure the impact of each change if you took the time to. We still don't have enough gears. And I see an opportunity to do it simply. So what I'm going to do is, this goes down. And these are hacks. These are absolutely hacks. But that's okay too. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Hacks are useful. Sometimes that's all you need. And you'll find out if you need more. So we snuck in another little gear production here. Now if we need another, we'll have to go and probably get rid of this belt. But that might have done the trick, because our gears are piling up at the end. So we have enough gears. And I don't have enough inserters. And inserters now are being starved by not enough green circuits. And we can actually just build another thing here. That's pretty easy. We have to move this a little bit, but no big deal. Another thing, and I think maybe we'll do this first, is we can replace these with blue assemblers. And we can also make sure that they have enough ingredients coming in. So these fast inserters work more efficiently than these other ones. We'll put those on the end. So you can always watch it and see, well, what's holding this thing back? And right now it's nothing after we made that one change. It's going as fast as it can. Now this one just paused. It looks like it's not getting enough copper cable. Now why? Why is that? This could be producing more copper cable if we had fast inserters coming in. Okay. So now there's plenty of copper. So this machine isn't starved. So how's this one looking? Smooth as butter. So these are like micro optimizations. We can also go ahead and change all these to blue. And now everything will work faster. Hello. I do not know how to pronounce your name, but welcome. Is that Korean? All right, now we ran out of iron. So, kind of amazing. Ah, well, that'll explain it. All right. Let's fill these up. Okay. So what's the deal up here? So these don't have enough iron. These have too much. We can add a couple little sneaky things in. And there's all sorts of stuff going on. So, like, for example, this side of the belt is full. And there's all sorts of things you can do. We can even these belts out, for example. So I go like this, and then like that. That's better. All right, and we're running out of electricity. So it's one thing after another. There's not a lot of time to sit back and enjoy yourself. But I need iron to make. That's enough of that. And let's put away some of this junk. Don't need that. So there's a little meter, and this has actually run out of steam. So I think you can't chain them as long as I've actually chained them. It's okay. We can stick these in. Still not quite enough power. Okay. Burner drills we don't need anymore. Don't need inserters anymore. So let's just make 2 more boilers. This is wildly space inefficient. It's just a mess, but all this hopefully will go away once we get batteries. All right, how's that? All right, we're back up in the clear with our power, and we're burning a lot of power. Our pollution has gotten bright red. But we've managed to automate green science, and while it can be made quite a bit more efficient, I think it looks like now we don't have enough belts, and they don't have enough iron plates. Okay. I'm not playing 0.16.20 because I started on 0.16.16, and I saw like 0.16.17 had some bugs, and then they fixed it, and I just this seems more stable than those versions. I figured I'd just finish the play out on this version. It did have some nice features. I like the splitting, the new features with the splitters, but those features seem to have bugs. So yeah, is there something from 0.16.20 that you wanted to see? All right. Well, we may have some problems in our assembling stuff, but we've managed to satisfy all of these labs. I'll add 3 more. Let's move the gun down just a bit. So we're working all these labs to full capacity. Pretty soon we'll be able to build solar panels. But I think having just done the green science, I think it might be a good place to stop. Maybe we can try another science pack next time. But yeah, we've accomplished quite a bit. We've got a lot of iron coming down, and small stockpile of steel. So yeah, this is looking good. All right, well, thanks for watching, and if you want to see more Factorio, let me know. I've been streaming a lot of different games, and I want to figure out what people want to watch. So yeah, leave a comment or whatever. And thanks again. See you next time.